This video shows a version of a flame test lab. The flame test lab is a lab that's done in chemistry to show what happens to different chemical compounds when energy is added to them in the form of heat. The heat from the flame goes into the splint, which has been soaked in a chemical solution, and will burn different colors depending on how much energy the substance took in. So you can see that there is a flame being shown on the screen right now, and you can see the test tube holding the chemical substance in it. The first one is lithium nitrate. You should be able to see the color coming off of the splint in just a second. Sometimes it takes a minute for the color to get enough energy to really start burning. Next is lithium chloride. Now we have calcium nitrate. You'll notice that in this lab, we are using a nitrate and chloride for each substance. This is a little bit trickier to see. Sometimes it's hard to get the splint into the Bunsen burner flame the right way. Next is calcium chloride. The formula on that test tube there was a little off. Well, can't see that one. That one kind of came out of view there. But this is now strontium nitrate. You'll notice too that when you look at some of the flames, sometimes you can see the different portions of the splint that get more energy. Next one we have strontium chloride, but you can tell when some of the splint has more energy, the fire's a little bit bolder, a little bit brighter, and less of the color is really there. A little trickier to get that color really pop in on that strontium chloride. Next, we have barium nitrate. Barium nitrate tends to be a little bit more difficult to see just because of the nature of the barium nitrate. You can see it takes a little bit longer in the flame to actually get the color to really start coming out. Next is barium chloride. Barium's a tricky one. Copper 2 nitrate is the next solution we will be observing with our test. Tends to be one of the more fun ones that people get to see. Copper 2 chloride is next. And we're onto the sodiums now. Sodium nitrate will be first. That one happened almost instantaneously. Now we have sodium chloride, also known as table salt. Also fairly instantaneous and very bright flame. Make sure you're focusing as well on the colors of the flame, not just the intensities. These last two here are pretty hard to see. Potassium nitrate is the first one we're going to do. You kind of have to look really closely. Oh, it actually looks better here than it usually does in person. But make sure you can tell the difference from that initial insertion into the flame versus that bright orange that happens when you really start lighting it. Last one in this segment is the calcium or potassium chloride. And again, look at the very beginning to make sure you really get that color. So you hopefully were able to collect some color data from those different compounds. Your goal was to figure out what color the substances were giving off. Now we have two unknown substances we are going to be testing. Make sure you focus on the color of the flame and then see if there's anything else that can kind of give you any inclination as to what those unknown chemicals are. Okay, you'll notice a little different background, but hopefully be able to see it all right. Just a clear solution we're putting into the flame there, and it shows up almost instantaneously. Make sure you get that color. Second substance here. Yeah, that one's a little trickier to see, but you're hopefully still getting that initial color. And then after we show you that for a second, we'll kind of go back and forth so you can compare the differences. So this is your first unknown and your second unknown. Again, first, second, and then there's the two of them together so you can see a little bit of a difference, but also see what it looks like if the two colors kind of mix.